The introduction chapter. What exactly needs to go into it, and how do you structure it? Very soon, you'll know the answer to those questions. I'm Dr. Elizabeth Yardley, and I've spent 20 years supporting graduate students through their dissertations. Now, in my experience, the introduction chapter is one that causes quite a bit of confusion. Students often aren't sure where to put things, how much depth to go into, and they've probably had some conflicting advice about it too. In this video, I'm going to give you an outline structure for your PhD introduction chapter. I'm going to tell you everything that needs to go into it. Before we get into that, if you are watching this video, you're probably working on your introduction chapter right now. And if so, you might be interested in this. This is my PhD survival guide on how to write an introduction chapter. It goes into a lot more depth than I'll do in this video, and it comes with this introduction chapter planner, which you can use to develop a detailed draft of your chapter. If you're interested, I'll pop the link up on the screen right now, and I'll also put it in the description. Right then, let's crack on. You need to start your introduction chapter with an opener. This might be a really compelling quote from a piece of literature you've read, something a participant has said, or a really powerful statistic that highlights just how important your topic is. You want to pique the reader's curiosity here and communicate to them that you're a really great writer. You want to leave them with the impression that they are in for a really interesting journey in reading the rest of your thesis. You want to start strong. Next up, you need to explain your research. In just a few sentences, tell the reader what your research is all about and how you did it. And make sure that you use some words and some phrasing that is actually different from your dissertation title. Don't just parrot your title back at them. Because they've read that, they now need to see a bit of variety in your writing. So, for example, let's say your dissertation title was this: The Impact of Socioeconomic Dynamics on Educational Attainment in the 21st Century, an Analysis of High School Children's Experiences in West Virginia, 2000 to 2020. You might write something like this. This research explores the influence of socioeconomic factors on the educational journey of high school students during the first decade of the 21st century in West Virginia. The study involved an analysis of anonymised data from 3 school districts and semi-structured interviews with a cohort of 100 high school students, representing each year group over the specified timeframe, 2000 to 2010. Next up, you need to present your aims and objectives and be really clear about the difference between them. Aims are what you want to achieve. Objectives are about the specific steps you'll take to achieve them. I'm not going to go into all the ins and outs of aims and objectives because I've got another video in which I explain how to develop them and in which I share some words and phrases that you can use for your aims and objectives. So I will pop the link to that video up on the screen now. Next up, you need to tackle the so what question. Why should anyone care about your dissertation topic? What makes it important? What makes it significant? Convey to your reader why delving into this particular topic or posing this specific question actually matters. Consider the broader context of the world around us. Has there been a recent event that sheds light on the relevance of your topic? This might be a legal or a policy change. It might be a recent case that's highlighted how important this is. It could be something else, but essentially what we're doing here is saying, why do we need to have a closer examination of this topic? So ask yourself that question and then guide your reader through the answer to that question, establishing the broader importance and the real-world implications. You might want to refer to some literature here, but be sparing, okay? Remember, this is the introduction. It is not the literature review. You can always highlight some key insights from the literature, which are important for the so what question, then point the reader to a more detailed examination of particular studies in the literature review. Next up, key terms and definitions. After presenting the answer to the so what question, you need to identify the words and the terms that are important for your topic. Even though you might dive deeper into these words and these definitions and these terms in your literature review, it's super important to introduce them now, so don't forget. Explain the words and the terms that are connected to the main ideas that you're looking at. What do they really mean? Do different people or groups interpret them in different ways? Are there any common mix-ups or misunderstandings or misinterpretations? And make sure that you are really clear about what meaning or what interpretation you are taking in your dissertation. Also, set some very clear rules and boundaries for your terms and definitions. If there are other terms which are kind of related but not super important, be upfront about that. So be clear about the terms and the words that you're focusing on, but be really clear about the ones that you're not looking at and why you're not looking at them. Tell the examiner, tell the reader why you're not going into that, why that is important. It's not relevant to the specific thing that you're looking at. So you're telling them that you're acknowledging this, you know of it, but you've dismissed it and you've given a rationale as to why that's the case, why you're focusing on these particular terms and not these ones. Lastly, roadmap. Lay out the contents and the order of your dissertation so the examiner, the reader knows what's coming and they know the order it's going to be presented in. Chapter 2 explores this, drawing on A, B and C. Chapter 3 moves on to consider this, drawing on X, Y and Z. So, to recap. So begin with a powerful opener, then explain your research. After that, present your aims and objectives, followed by your answer to the so what question. Then present the key terms and definitions, and end by giving your reader a roadmap of the rest of the dissertation. I hope you found that helpful. Go and check out my PhD survival guide all about the introduction chapter, and I'll be back soon with another video on navigating the messy and the magical and the ups and the downs of the PhD journey. I'll see you then.